La Selección Mexicana's convocatoria for the March friendlies against Portugal and Belgium has been announced. Let's talk about it, but as always, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. But we're just gonna get right to it, and we're not gonna go through every single player because I make these videos every single convocatoria basically, and there's only so much I can say about each player. But starting off with the goalkeepers, we got Tala Rangel, an obvious choice. He's gonna be Mexico's starting keeper for the 2026 World Cup. Even when Malagon was healthy and playing, Tala Rangel had been playing all the friendlies. Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna be Mexico's starting keeper, and according to reports, that's gonna be the case anyway, regardless of Memo Ochoa getting called up. And that moves us on to the next one. Memo Ochoa gets called up after being left out of every single squad since the last Gold Cup. And honestly, I'm okay with it. I know you could have probably gone for a younger goalkeeper, but Ochoa does provide that World Cup experience. And at the end of the day, just because you take him here doesn't mean you got to take him to the World Cup. But I've heard other reports that say that Tala's gonna play both games, so at that point, what's the point of taking Ochoa? I don't know, man. But I know Ochoa doesn't play at the highest level, but if we're taking Carlos Acevedo, who concedes like 4 goals every single game for Santos, then I'm 100% okay with it. So what are you gonna do about it, man? For the 3 keepers, obviously some of the names missing would be Malagon due to injury. You could maybe add Alex Padilla in there. I know Cruz Azul's goalkeeper has a lot of shouts to get called up too, but at the end of the day, you're going with the choices that have already been called up before. So what are you really gonna do about it, man? When you look at the defenders, there is not that many names missing. Obviously, the likes of Julian Araujo, Rodrigo Huescas, Mateo Chavez, they are all going to miss this round of international friendlies due to injury. But a lot of these guys right here have already been called up in the past. Richard Ledesma finally gets called up for the official Mexico first team. And obviously, you got Jorge Sanchez in there too, because now he plays in Europe and now it's kind of a lock that he has to get called up every single time. But for the rest of the defenders, I don't really have that much to say. They get called up every single time. I guess you could say that I'm excited to see Richard Ledesma play with the official first team and not just the Liga MX players, but that's about as much as I have to say because of that. I know some America fans were mad that Ramon Juarez didn't get called up, but I mean, does it really matter? Not really. The midfield is where it gets interesting because we are missing the likes of Edson Alvarez, Marcel Ruiz, and Gilberto Mora. Again, all due to injury, and these guys are all starters, which is kind of crazy, bro. We're missing our whole starting midfield because Edson is obviously a starter. Marcel Ruiz, before he got injured, was starting every single game for Mexico. And Gilberto Mora, even at his young age, was already proven to be an important player for Mexico. So all these 3 guys are out injured. So now we're going to have a whole new midfield 3, which is where the GOAT Alvaro Fidalgo comes in. He is officially getting his first call up for Mexico, and it looks like he's going to start the first game versus Portugal. And I'm excited to see this, man. I think he provides a lot of qualities to the team. You can see that he's joined Real Betis and became an undisputed starter halfway through the season. So I'm happy for that. Obed Vargas, I also hope gets a couple starting minutes. I know he hasn't had the most action with Atletico Madrid, but I still think he's better than some of the other players on the list. You obviously got Charlie Rodriguez on this list, who for some reason always finds a way to keep getting called up. And Eric Sanchez too, I have no idea how he gets called up. Even as an America fan, I would rather be taking other players, bro. I would rather be giving other players an opportunity to prove their worth with La Selección because I've seen enough of Eric Sanchez. I'm just gonna be honest. He's been a little better this season, but still, man, not good enough, at least compared to his Pachuca days. Brian Gutierrez is also getting his first call up for like the Mexico A team. I'm excited to see what he has to do. And then Cel Garcia from Juarez also getting love. Shout out to him. But yeah, with a lot of injuries, this is really the best we can do. I don't see that many players missing. And now we move on to the forwards. I don't know how Piojo Alvarado keeps getting called up to these, especially with the fact that he has been absolutely garbage the last few times he's played for Mexico. He literally had that one good game against Canada, and that has been it. No idea how he keeps getting called up. Gerván Berterame, same thing. This guy has 0 goals in the MLS since joining, and he's playing with fucking Messi, bro. How are you playing with Messi and don't have a single goal to your name? It doesn't make any sense. Alexis Vega, again, how is this guy getting called up when he has been injured and literally hasn't even started games for Toluca? Just doesn't make any sense. No reason to take him. It would be like taking Santi Jimenez. At least they got something right with Julian Quiñones. He has been on absolute fire in the Saudi League, and to me right now, he's an undisputed starter for La Selección. I really hope Javier Aguirre takes some time this international break to make him a more important part of the team, to just get him more involved in general, but we're gonna have to see about that. And then Memote again somehow gets called up. I have no idea, bro. Our forward line is so garbage, bro. As soon as Santi gets injured and doesn't get called up, we are left with some absolute bottom of the barrel scrubs. Raul Jimenez, obviously Mexico's best forward, and then Hormiga Gonzalez. Hopefully he gets some minutes with the Mexico first team. But that's the convocatoria. All I gotta say about it is we are missing a lot of players, so I know it's not as strong as it could be. But again, it's really the best we have to go with. I don't know why players like Charlie, Memote, Berterame keep getting called up. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, but I'm excited to see the likes of Alvaro Fidalgo, Obed Vargas, Hormiga Gonzalez, Richard Ledesma. I'm excited to see them play with Mexico's first team. I think Fidalgo is gonna have a big impact, bro. He could really win the Mexico fans over with a good game against Portugal or Belgium. Who would I start? I would probably start Ochoa for the first game just because, you know, against Portugal, we're not gonna have that big Cristiano Ronaldo star. Right back Ledesma, center back pairing of Cesar Montes, as well as Johan Vazquez, left back Jesus Gallardo, and then the midfield 3 would probably be Eric Lira, Obed Vargas, and Fidalgo. And then when you move on to the front three, I'd probably go Raul Jimenez up top. Left wing, I would go with Julian Quiñones just because I want to see what he has to do linking up with Raul. And then right wing, I would go with Piojo just because the last good game he had, he was doing a lot more defensive work, and I feel like that's going to be the case for the game against Portugal. So that would be my starting 11 for that game. Again, as for the convocatoria, again, it's the best we have to do. But as always though, what do you guys think about this? And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, bro. More consistency coming, I promise to you guys. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think.